Hey, are you a Republican? Or are you a Democrat? Are you MAGA Republican, fiscally responsible Republican? Are you social democrat? Are you liberal? Are you American first, America second? Who are you? What is going on? What all of this? All of this are the directions, political directions. And today in this video, I would like to explain you the difference between the directions which politicians and then media will give it to you as a carrot that you can walk after but never reach that carrot, and what is actually fiscal policies that you have to understand. So when somebody sells you something, you would understand what is going on. And that's why this video. So think about our country as our body. We have a body of a democratic country. And we have right hand and left hand, right directions, left directions. If we as a body, we want to move forward, so let's use our brain to move forward. And that's why there is a purple vision, which is not red, not blue. It's a mixture. If you mix them together, you will have a compromise as a purple. That's why we have to move forward as a purple vision. Let's understand two different directions, right and left. And the reason we want to understand those directions is to better educate ourselves not to fall for something that will not work, neither from the left or from the right. Let's start from the socialism. Once upon the time, about 2 centuries ago, there was a German philosopher and economist, Karl Marx. He was smoking or potentially drinking some kind of schnapps or something, but he was thinking too, and he decided somehow in his visions that people should live better. They shouldn't pursue any profit. They should share what they have. And everybody will be happy about that. Because we need to be friends, we need to help each other. And that's what we called socialism. You know, some people are smoking, some people are drinking. Like there is a person who tells you, let's occupy Mars. And he doesn't occupy Mars, but he's thinking while he's smoking potentially, occupying Mars. And people, hey, maybe it's a good idea, let's go to Mars. Forget about there is nothing there, but let's go to Mars, it's a good idea. The same thing with the socialism. Never been established before. Nobody knows about socialism, but hey, it could be a good idea. So this good idea was implemented by Vladimir Lenin in 1917. With Communist Party that he created, Vladimir Lenin told to the workers and agricultural workers, he said that, listen guys, those rich and powerful people, they have your money, they have your assets, they used you, and they are benefited by your work. So let's get everything what they own because it's all ours. Let's split it between us and let's direct our lives all together as a group of people, and let's create our country, social country, Soviet Union. Idea is very good to own your assets, even though it's a community property assets, but it's kind of our assets and nobody used us. This is kind of brilliant. So they did that and Soviet Union was established. But Lenin was extremely smart. And the people who helped him, they were extremely smart too. They understood that people will not work constantly for other people. They need some carrot anyways, even though you tell them like, no, you don't have to work for profit. But why do I have to work if it's not for profit? So He told them, establishing socialism, it's a step one. But the final destination, step two, is communism. This is where we will be all equal. We wouldn't have to even worry about anything. Food and leisure will all be available equally to everybody. So we need to work hard to get there. And that's your carrot. We will work hard for ourselves and our future and the future for our kids. So one decade went by, second decade went by, the carrot constantly, that brighter future constantly was in the future. People start questioning and understanding with the technology, knowledge about other countries, that in other countries people live better and they have better things. And there is no BS going on to work for something, for somebody. So people start questioning, and that's how Soviet collapsed, because the government couldn't hold those lies. I lived in Soviet Union for 27 years. Let me explain you how it was governed very briefly. Because if nobody cares about free market, nobody cares about profit, somebody has to watch you so you produce stuff, so you be a part of the community. Communist Party would be directing you. They will be meeting that if you work bad, they would call you on Communist Party meeting or other community meetings and tell you that how bad you are, drinking, smoking, saying bad words. So they would make you behave and do better as a community. You might say, it's not a bad idea. And I could agree with that. But from the other side, if you, for example, want a better service for yourself because you're working hard, you will not get a better service, because services would be available to the people with the connections. Bam. So people who get ahead at some point and they become the governing body, or people close to those on the top, they would have connections, friends that they rely on and bring to the up with them. So you, as a person on the bottom, you never would get good service, good products, good apartment, and all that luxuries that those people on the top would have. In United States of America, in capitalistic country, we say, oh, those rich people and those evil corporations, but they work themselves up to that level. In the Soviet Union, you have to know somebody on the top to get on the top. And this is the same thing, you don't owe anything. Those people on the top own services, leisure, they have access to all of the good stuff. And you on the bottom, you just a worker. So socialism doesn't work. That's why it collapsed. But even today, we have social democrats. They're trying to get you to the left. And we remember we need to move forward. But they tell you, no worries, you're eligible for free education, free healthcare. And they want to find people who will pay for it. But it will not work. They don't care about that it will not work. They tell you, but in Europe, Canada, listen, this is not a part of this video. Just let me tell you, we're not in Europe. They don't have even social security funds. They all about to collapse themselves. They have different problems. And we cannot just take one program that they have and just implement in our country and thinking that everything will work together. We are not in Europe and we are not Canada. These countries have different things, different structures, and they are not United States of America. We need to fix our things, not to start something from the scratch and find out that we have different problems. We have the best country in the world, let's fix it. So let's talk about the capitalism, things from the right, and what happened, why capitalism doesn't work. So the best example of capitalism is United States of America from its inception. At the beginning, United States of America was a pure capitalistic country. People owned the assets, the means of production, they were pursuing the profit, and the free market was working. And you say, brilliant, so why today is not United States a pure capitalistic country? It's a hybrid today. But think about this. At the beginning, if you were a worker, would you be able to be free and go to work for another factory? Most likely not. You weren't free because there were few factories. You will be forced to work for one employer, and that employer was abusing its workers. And then if you just a simple guy or a lady, you wouldn't be able to get a loan, for example, a loan to build some enterprise. The capital wasn't available for poor people. So at the beginning, United States of America was a capitalistic country for few people, for the top people. But it evolved. It has been evolving since its inception because our country has the best structure. It has flexible structure. And today, it's a capitalistic country for everybody. You, as a person without any capital, you can get access to the capital. You don't have to even go to the bank to get a loan. You can get a credit card loan. So you have access to capital. You can switch your employment by using internet, sending resumes. You have a free market for yourself. This is the best country to live, and this is the best time to live in this best country. So what is the problem if we are living in the best country and in the best time? And the problem is this: we have a body which is the democratic body, and we have brains. And the people from the right, they tell you go to the right, and people from the left tell you go to the left. And we are torn apart, going right or left, going right and left. We tend to listen those directions, MAGA directions, Social Democrats directions, but they all have something in common. They tell you that you don't have to do anything if you listen to those directions. If you want to go with the MAGA, somebody will build a wall for you. If you will be going with the Social Democrats, somebody will pay for your medical insurance or for your education. So the whole point of that carrot is that you don't have to do anything, and somebody will do everything for you. Do you believe that money grows on a tree? Do you believe there is a life on Mars? The same thing, you cannot believe those speeches. But how can you scan them? How do you understand? How do you question those political leaders? First, educate yourself. Start from my book to understand what is America. Why do we have to preserve our country? We don't need to change it to be Canada, or nothing wrong to be Canada or UK or any other country. But we have United States of America, and we need to fix our fiscal policies. We need to fix our budget. We need to fix our health insurance. We have to fix our illegal immigration. We have to fix taxation, and we will be okay. But understanding what we need to fix, how can we go with that? And this is the final thought of this video. This is the key, that you don't need to go for the carrot and the directions. You need to ask the political leader from the ground. You don't need to already ask somebody on the top like a president. You need to start with your local authorities and ask, what is your solution for our needs, starting from our city, our state, our country, and what is your solution for fiscal policies? And if they give you solution for fiscal policy, you can judge not how you feel about it, how you think about it, but you will judge on the merit. You will judge on what they can do based on what they give you, tell you what they will do for our country and for you and for me. Thank you so much. Please subscribe for the channel, put in like and read my book. Thank you so much.